that I'm saying right now on. Now, so okay, in the previous session we have talked about the page coloring. So the page coloring, as far as the page coloring is concerned, there is only one thing I have missed out, which is nothing but the X color. So for the page color, I have talked about. I'll just revisit the topic again. So for the page coloring, so we have talked about three things. We are going to use three packages. One is going to be /use package of page color, and for the using the color names you have to use the page color of X color, and for the uh, next page effect you have to use after page. Okay, these three are the important things with respect to the page coloring. So here what I have given there is I have talked about the divps command over there. So I have mixed up with the command. For having the page color for the particular page, I have to give color, right? At that occasion, you have to use the X color alone. Don't give the specifiers. So now, having this in concern, having those three packages, X color, page color, and after page, and if you come here with respect to the make title, I just need the title page to be in the yellow color. So what I'm trying to do is, so here I'm going to use new page color of yellow. So this page will be yellow color, and for the after page you can restore the page color. So for /after page, inside the braces you can use restore page color. So by having this, by having this in concern, if you run the program, run the latex, you can see that the first title page alone. So we are talking about the very first page alone. So the very first page alone will become yellow. The rest of the page will be in the white color itself. So this is what I have to show you there. Right. Now, so one of the participant has asked about the question page numbering. So the page numbering, okay, we have the things like for, and here we are having at the center command, which is nothing but it is available in the article document class. So now we have to alter that. So what we can do? So that is what the question is. So even there is one more question: how to paste in the left, right corner and everything. So we'll address one by one. Now here we are going to talk about the page numbering alone. So if we use the here on default it has been counted, the page number has been counted. If you don't want to count the page number, so you can use page style. Okay, you can use the page style as empty. Just put empty. So you can see that the page is not being counted, whereas here you can see that the page is being displayed here. Forget about the table of contents, but here in the pages you cannot see the you cannot see the page number at the bottom, at the footer, let's say. So instead of this, if you want to have a plain page number like whatever we have done, this is the default one. This is defaultly available in the latex, which is nothing but /page style of plain. Okay. Now, next thing is instead of that, if you want it in a Roman letter way, okay, if you want it in a Roman letter way, so you can use the command called uh, /page numbering. So in the page numbering, you can use the word called Roman. So you can see that the page numbers has been given as 3, and in the Roman letters it has been given here. Okay, so this is how we can make it as a Roman letter. So instead of small Roman, if you use the capital R, instead of the small r, if you use the capital R, you can see that the capital Roman letters has been presented here. You can see that IV for the word, 4 and the triple I for the third one, and you can see like that. So for using the capital letter, you can use the capital R Roman, and for using the small Roman letters, you can use a small r. And apart from this, if you want the page number to be at the top of the page, okay, at the top of the page, you can use the page style as headings. Okay, if you use like that, you can see the page number has been done it on the first one. Like here you can see that one introduction and three. So here it has been accompanied with the introduction, the keyword alone, the chapter name alone, or section name alone. Okay, so this is how the page styling in the headings it will be. And apart from this, we have lot many alterations with respect to the page number. We'll talk about one by one. So before that, we are not specific to the page number alone. We are going to talk about the entire structure, which is nothing but the header and footer. Okay, so for having the advanced, like having the hold over in the header and footer, we can use the fancy header package. So we call it as use package of FANCY HDR. Okay, fancy header. So you can use this package and you can implement the implement the various styles that can be done, or various styles in the header and footer. So now we are going for the, okay, I'm just removing these two. We don't want page style and page numbering now. So now we are going to use the package called use package of fancy header. So FANCY HDR. This is the suggestion that has been given there. So this is the package that we have, that we need to use. Now having importing this package, and then you can go for the global option command, and then you can say yeah, and then you can say that the page style that we have defined the page style in the previous time also. So at that page style we have to use the fancy, which is nothing but the header, I mean the package that we have done, we have to use that. So our next command is going to be, I'm just segregating this command around. Okay, now here next line is going to be slash fancy hf, so which is nothing but the header and footer. So fancy header and footer. Now now we need okay, let's say in this scenario we need the right header, right side of the header, we need something like, okay, now to order, in order to handle the right side of the header, you can say r head, so which is nothing but the right side of the header. You can say let's say TechZ. Okay, now we have still more things to do. I'll talk about one by one. So now our head of TechZ, and what happened? So there is an error. It's right. Okay, I'll give you one more example also. Just a second. Okay, no, we don't need command. Okay, now and then the right header and left header, if you want to use, we can say it as workshop. Wait, what happened there? Page style. Okay. Okay, I'll show the example right here itself. So, okay, now here in the book package we have, yeah, yes, it's because of the document class. The document class we have is spelling mistake. Okay. Okay, sorry, there is a spelling mistake with respect to the page style. Okay, now here, after having the package, after importing the package, fancy header, and you can use the page style, and the page style you are going to use the fancy header option, which is nothing but fancy. So fancy, inside the page style you can give it as fancy, and you are going to modify the fancy header and footer, so which is nothing but slash fancy hf. So, and then you are going to write in the right side of the, I mean, in the right side of the command, you are going to make it as TechZ, and in the left side of the command, you are going to make it as workshop. So you can see that in the right side, you can see that it has been mentioned as TechZ, and in the left side, you can see it as it has been mentioned as workshop. So if you use the article document class, you can see that the header and footer has been changed. Yeah, now here you can see that. So in the right hand and left hand side. So here for changing the right header and the left header, we have used the R head and L head, right? So instead of that, if you want to print the page number at the right hand side, at the right header, so what you have to do is you have to replace this text Z with respect to the slash page. Okay, if you use the command like slash the page, you can see that it has been occupied with the page number. Okay, in the top right corner, if you want to give the page number, you can use the slash the page command. Instead of having any text box over there, you can use the slash the page so that the page number will be displayed over there. Okay, so this is what this is what the entire scenario, and even you can have a text also. Let's say page followed by the slash the page. You can see that the page followed by the page number. So page 4. You can give any format that you need. Okay, so this is how the page header will work on. And even instead of having the, I mean, you are having the right corner, if you want to have it at the center, so you can use the keyword called C head. So inside the C head, you can use again, I just need the page number, let's say the page. Okay, if I give like that, in the center also I'll be having the page number. Okay, so this is completely optional. You can either use R, IL, or C on the combo of all the three. Okay, so this is one thing. And another thing is, yeah, this can be explained with respect to the implemented example. So let's say I'm just taking this one more implemented example. This is one more thing. So here, what we have done is we have created a forget about this. This is what we are looking at. We are looking at with the header and footer. Now here we need the footer. Okay, let's say in the header, okay, in the header and footer has we have to realign. So I have told you about this scenario like two-sided page. I have talked about this like for the left hand side the margin should be higher, at the right margin should be very high. For the right handed page the left margin should be very high. So if you see it in any textbooks or any reference books, if you take any, so you can see that the left for the binding purpose they will give the for the left hand side page there will be a higher right margin. For the right hand page it will be the left margin will be very high for binding purposes. So in order to implement for those structure, you have to implement like for the left hand side and the right hand side it should be different, right? So in order to implement that, you can see, so the two side implementing the two side, you can adjust the margin size. So left hand will be very high and the right hand will be the margin size can be adjusted automatically with respect to the two side. Whereas the footer and header that we have told, right? So in order to attain that, you can use the following commands. I'll talk about this one by one so that you can get a vivid knowledge about that. So now here, so now here we are going this these two lines are very common, the page style of fancy and fancy header and footer. So I have told you about this. Another thing, this is new to you, which is nothing but the fancy head. So here, using the fancy head specifier followed by the command. So now this fancy head will allow you to specify which page I have to use. Okay, which page at which position I have to use. So you can see here, for the even pages, you have to print the left side. You have to print this command or print the text. Let's say here I'm going to type text. So you have to print the text on the left side. For the odd pages, if you want to print the text on the right side. Okay, so scenario here is, I'm just typing the scenario. For the odd page, text 1, let's say text 1 should be printed at the left, and for the even, okay, right, sorry, right, and for the even, text 1 should be at the left. Okay, so for that, for implementing this, let's say this is going to be the text one, this is going to be printed. So for the odd page, you have to print it at the right. So for the even page, you have to print it at the left. So for that, you can use four specifiers. Okay, there are four specifiers. Okay, individual specifiers, it can be used as a common. So L, R, O and E. So what is this L, R, O and E is? L stands for left side. Okay, R stands for right side, whereas O stands for odd page, whereas E stands for even page. Okay, so what is our command here? For the text one should be printed at the for the odd page, the text one should be printed at the right side. So which means that the right side we have to for the odd page, comma, left side for the even page. So ROLE. Okay, RO comma LE. So next thing, the same scenario for the let's say for the odd page, you have to print the text to uh, at right, sorry, at left, and for left, sorry, for even page, you have to print text to at right. Okay, for this scenario, you can use fancy head of. So inside that square bracket, you can, okay, I have to print the text too. So I just first of all type that. So I have to print the text too. You can see here for the odd page, it should be left. So for left side of the odd page, comma, and for the even page, it should be right. So for the right side of the even page. So LORE. So these two will print the given scenario. So similarly, here we have talked about the header. For having the footer, you can use fancy foot. Okay, it can be used instead of fancy head. Instead of fancy head, you can use the fancy foot. So that's what the command here, it has been mentioned here. Now, so on implementing this, okay, I will give you one more thing also. C head as the page so that we can track it. Now you can see that for the even page, okay, for the even page, overleaf should be at the left side. For the even page, guides and tutorials should be at the right side. So that is what given. LE and RE have been taken at the even page. Whereas for the odd page, you can see that the overleaf will be printed at the right side of the odd page, and guides and tutorials will be printed at the left side of the odd page. So that is what mean you can showcase here. So this C head, as I told already, this is not a mandatory. I'm just giving it to enhance that how it has been printed, so it is for your understanding. Now here for the footer also same thing, it can be implemented. So okay, one more scenario I just forget that. Okay, another one specifier is there, which is nothing but C is nothing but center. So center for the even, left for the odd, you can give it like that. So instead of having the left and right, you can also have the center also. So if you group, if you group this in this way, it will be very clear for you. So these LRC will denote the side or which position. OE will decide the which page, which side of the page, either odd or even. So that can be defined by O and E. So by using this combination, we can print whatever we need. So here you can see that CE and CO means center of the even page and center of the odd page. So you can represent like this. So this is what about the page numbering. So using this, you can print the page number at the right corner or left corner, whatever, whichever the position you have, you can take it over. So I have told you about this LRC, which is left, right, and center, and odd and even page, and you can locate that. So there are there are one more thing to give explanation, which is nothing but there are default keywords. Okay, if you want to specify this section, okay, let's say. mm if you want to specify this section name, so I have told you about, okay, let's say keywords, so we call it as keywords. Let's say if you want to specify this section, you can use slash d section. So you can see that, that is, yeah, in the introduction, so you can see that the section number has been given here. Okay, you can see that the section number has been given here. If you use the keyword called the page, you can see that the page number will be given here. Okay, if you use chapter name, so since we have not given the chapter, it cannot be accepted. Okay, right, no worries. So there are another keywords called, I'll give you the list of keywords. So keywords are, one is going to be the slash section, sorry, slash d section. Another one is slash d page. Another one is slash chapter name. Uh, Another one, I think section name is there. No, it is not right. Okay. Right, now chapter name, and then yeah, these are the important things with respect to the keywords. Like using that, you can represent which page or which section or which chapter name you want to refer to. You can refer. Okay, so these all up to the page numbering and representing the pages. So next thing we are going to talk about is bulletins. So this is one of the important things, bulletin numbering. Even in our many current contemporary scenarios, we'll be using the bullets and numbering. So in the Word document, you will be selecting the text and you will click the bullet button, it will be automatically bulleted. You can see that, right? So in this scenario, you'll be having some more different in latex. So I'll talk about one by one. So first we are going to talk about, okay, uh, I'll talk about the theory aspect first and then come back here. So first thing we are going to talk about is bullets. So for bullets, you know that it is, you are going to give some, or you are going to give, notate the line with respect to any symbol. So symbol that you have. So we are going to do that. For that, we need to understand the basic structure of the bullets and numbering. So first, we'll talk about the bullets. Now, the basic structure talks with respect to that slash begin of itemize. Okay, so whenever I told you already, whenever we start with the slash begin, we have to end with that. So end itemize. Okay, now inside that you are going to give your bullets. So in order to specify that bullets, you are going to use a keyword called slash item. Okay, now this is going to be the first item and this is going to be the second item. So here in the latex there is no need for the indentation and all. For giving a good clarity, I prefer that indentation. Here I have indent, right? So this indentation will be necessary for giving a good structure, like viewing the code very easily. That's why we are using this indents. Now for as far as the latex is concerned, it is not it won't worry about this indent and all. Now here, if we want to, let's say, I'll talk about this bullets. So while doing the begin itemize, you can see that it has been automatically printed as begin itemize slash item and the slash end item. So in the first item, I'm just mentioning it as first item. And then second item, you no need to worry about which number or which bullet you have to concern about. We'll talk about that specific or user specific bullet symbols. I'll talk about that. Here we are just going to give another item. So second item, and another one is going to be third. Okay, so you can see that, yeah, it is automatically bulleted. You can see the output here. So you can see that the first item, second item and third item, it has been bulleted with respect to the document class. So the document class, it has been specified as a round. This is the default one. So here you can see that it has been displayed like that. So if you want to give your own symbols, okay, so if you want to give any special symbols with respect to, like, okay, now if you want to give it as I, okay, for the first item you have to give it as I, the second item you have to give it as I, okay. There's like a somewhat a small Roman letter. For printing the exactly Roman letters, you can use several items. I'll talk about that, how to print the Roman letters alone. So instead of this I, you can use the plus symbol. So you can use it like that. So you can see that the plus symbol will be displayed here. So instead of having, or instead of using this at the each item, you can make it as a common thing. Okay, you can make it as a common thing. So how you can make it as a common thing is, okay, this is for user specific bullets. So now how you can use this is, you have to use one more package called slash use package of which is nothing but enum item. Okay, ENUMITEM, enum item. So in this package you can go for the specification. So having the same code, okay, having the same code, you can use the keyword call. Like here you can additionally add the separator called label. So the label should be of plus symbol. Okay, so you can use it like that. So now we are going for the implementation. So the first step is nothing but you have to add the enum item. So you have to use package of enum item, and then, so I have implemented the package here. I mean, I have used the package here. So okay, in order to, okay, I'm giving one more hint over here. So you are visualizing this PDF, right? In the right hand side pane you are visualizing this PDF. In order to go to this code, like where I have written as first item, you can double click at this position. Okay, if you do the double click, you can go to that position, or you can select this text and then you can click the go to the PDF location in the code. You can go here, or you can say you can select the code and you can go for the PDF section. Okay, you can go from here and there by selecting the text. So that can be used with respect to the this left hand and right hand side arrow. So here we are going for the first item. So now here I have given the user the enum package. So I have told you that you can use here slash begin itemize. You can use the label is equal to plus. Okay, instead of plus, if you give minus minus, you can. Okay, at this position, some of the peer fellows will talk about, will eager to work with dollar. So some will concentrate on how to print the dollar. So here, dollar is restricted. So if you want to use the dollar sign, you need to use some of the special signs like at, hash, these kind of structures, right? So if you want to use those kind of special characters, you have to use the backward slash. Okay, you have to use the backward slash. So for using the special character like percentage, or you have to use it as a ampersand. So for those kind of stuff you have to use the backward slash. So I'll let you know what for what characters you have to use the backward slash here. Now, for the dollar, you have to use the backward slash. If you want to print the dollar symbol, you have to print the dollars, use the backslash. And if you want to print the percentage symbol, you have to go for the percentage. Here, okay, I'll tell the reason also. Here, the dollar symbol is used for the mathematical model. I am going to talk about in a few minutes. I'll talk about the mathematical model in a few minutes. And the percentage symbol, why we are restricting with respect to the percentage symbol is percentage symbol in the latex will be used for the representing the comments, right? So for that, the percentage is been used. If you want to print the percentage in your PDF, I mean in the output, you have to use the backward slash followed by the percentage. And if you want to use ampersand symbol, okay, this is the ampersand symbol. So and symbol, if you want to use that, you have to use the backslash, because this ampersand will be used at many other locations, like for in the tables we'll be using that, in some of the mathematical notations we'll be using this ampersand symbol. So this is treated as special character. So for that occasion we'll be using the slash, I mean backward slash followed by the ampersand. And for representing the curly braces, you have to use the slash symbol. Why we are using the slash curly braces? I already told you about this. When we want to have or when we have to block of code, when you have to group the codes, we'll be using the curly braces. The curly braces will not be read as an character or printable character in the latex. So that is one of the problem. So that is, for that you have to use it. And for underscore, okay, if you want to use the underscore, you have to use the backward slash. Okay, and you have to give. Okay, next I think I have covered a lot. Okay, for at also you have to use the slash at. And yeah, and for caret symbol, for the exponentiation symbol, you have to use the slash. So mainly for prominent special characters, you have to go for the backward slash. So this is one thing. Okay, now as for now, what we have done is we have done with we have done with how to give the bullets. Now instead of this bullets, okay, just a second. So okay, now instead of this bullets, you may even you can have I mean even you can have the special types like black square, check mark, big star, and squares also. So I'll talk about that in the implementation side. Now now we have implemented the dollar symbol. Okay, now we don't want this right now. Now, okay, even make this happen. Okay, now we need some of the special items. Okay, we need to have some of the special bulletins. So for that we can make use of another package, which is nothing but AMS symbol. Okay, when you type itself, it will give you the package name, which is nothing but the package used for special characters or special symbols is AMS symbol. Sim. That's all. AMS sim. Now, inside the sim, what are all the important things to look ahead with this is we have I mean, list of specifiers, which is nothing but slash square, slash black square, slash check mark, slash big star. Okay, so here you can use this slash square and black square as a specifier. So like using item of inside the dollar symbol, you have to use it. Okay, inside the dollar symbol, double dollar symbol, you have to use it slash square. Okay, if you want to use a black square, you have to use item of dollar slash black square. Okay, inside the dollar. So similarly for the check mark and even for the big star also. Okay, so we should see an example. So this is possible only when you import the AMSIM packet, sorry, package. Okay, now, so we have imported the AMSIM package. Now we are going on to the first item. So inside that I have told you that we can use item of, let's say inside the dollar symbol, you have to write, let's say I'm going to use the check mark. Okay, so check mark. And for the second item, I am going to use the black square. And inside for the third item, I am just going it for okay, let's say big star. So if I execute this code, I can see that so first is check mark and second is black square and third is big star. So instead of, as I said, so instead of having I mean having in a separate way, you can make it as a common using the enum item. So using that package, you can label it at the common. So here you can see that label is equal to, so inside the label you have to give it. So I'm just giving it as check mark. I can see that these three okay, there is a two itemized. So here last three items are checked out with the check marks. So you can give it like that. Okay, this is one of the scenario. And next thing we are going to talk about is, okay, that's all for the bullets. And next thing we are going to talk about is numbering. So numbering the list. So for this, you are going to use the keyword called begin enumerate. Okay, as I told already, whenever you start with the begin, you have to give the end. So enumerate. So inside that you are going to give the items like slash item slash item. So this is going to be the common syntax. Now, so this is for the numbering. So again, I'm saying that for the bullets, you have to use the itemize. For the numbering, you have to use the enumerate. Okay, so that is what the basic understanding with respect to the bullets and numbering. Now, here, okay, back to the pavilion. Now, here, now we are taking the same list. Instead of this itemize, we are going to use enumerate. So we don't need this label. So we can see that this has been listed with 1 dot 2 dot 3 dot. So it has been numbered. So last three items has been put as number. So now if you want it to be a if you want it to be a Roman letter, Okay, I have discussed about this. So instead of giving at the each item, you can give it like using the enum item package, you can give it as the entire thing. So using the label command. So label Roman, okay, Roman star dot. It should be given like that. Roman star dot. So if it has been given like that, you can see that it has been given as a small Roman letters has been included. Okay, I'm just copying this and paste it in the notepad for the visibility. For the Roman letter numbering, you have to use the slash begin enumerate and slash end enumerate is default for the numbering. So we are not worried about that. Instead of having the numbers like 1 dot, 2 dot, 3 dot, we can use the Roman star slash Roman star for making it as a small Romans. Instead of having, if you want to give it in the capital Romans, like I for one and double I for two and triple I for the three, you can use capital R Roman. Okay, so I shall give you one more example with respect to that. Instead of having the small r, if you use the capital R, you can see that this has been displayed with the is being displayed with the the capital Roman letters. Okay, just a second, it is compiling. Now you can see that it has been displayed with the capital Roman letters. Now, okay, in this application, you can see it like this. If you want to start the item at the any number, okay, let's say, uh, okay, if you want to have the items. Okay, now you can see that this has been numbered as 1, 2, 3. So you want to start the iteration or numbering from the any specified number. Let's say 5. Okay, let's say 5. So if you want to start that with respect to, if you want to start at 5. So what you have to do is in the enumerate slash begin enumerate and slash end enumerate is common. So inside the specifier of enumeration, you can give a start is equal to 5. Okay, you can see that it has been started as 5, 6 and 7. So if you want to give it as a Roman letter, you can say label is equal to slash Roman star comma, as I told already. Okay, so this is going to be listed in this way. So you can see that 5, 6, 7 it has been started. So if you want to start the comment, if you want to start the count from the in between. Okay, now, right. So that's all with respect to the bullets and numbering. I'll just recall. Pardon me. How about my point in the sense? Yeah, I think bullet I have discussed here. Okay, you can make it like here, the same thing. Instead of having the itemize, the same itemize. So itemize will be used for the bullets. So for the dot, if you want to have it, okay, by default it will be dot. Now you can see that it has been dot. So if you want a specific, if you want any specific symbol other than this, so the normal itemize will go for the dot. For having the special symbols, we can use the slash check mark, we can use the slash black square, big star, and so on so things. So if you explore the AMS symbol that I have told, the package that we have imported for notating this, you can go for the you can go for the different varieties of symbols. Yes, sir. Okay, cool. Okay, now the thing is, what is a question from the other participant is how to label. Okay, if you are using the Roman instead of other than this Roman, the Roman we are having here, right? Instead of Roman, whether there is any other thing to give it as normal numbers. So the exact question is, if we use the enumerate simply like this, we told that it is start with 1 2 3. So do we have any special character or special name for labeling this also? Yes, that is so, which is nothing but using label is equal to slash think it's Arabic. Yeah, you can use the Arabic and star dot. So this is similar to the normal enumerate. Okay, this is similar to the normal enumerate. So if you take the example, if you take this example, the same example, instead of having this, we can have it as Arabic. So if you give Arabic, you can see that it has been started from the 5. Okay, here I have not given the dot, so that's why the dot is not there. So that is one point to notice. So I'm just going to give the Arabic star dot, so then you can see that it has been presented with the dot symbol. So that is one of the important things. Okay, now this is the time to go for the next important thing. This is one of the most important thing that we are into the latex, which is nothing but mathematical equations. So in the Word document, you have to go for the insert and you have to give the insert equation and you have to correct the margin. You can, if you want to place inline equations, that is not easily possible in the Word. So you have to do lot many steps. Whereas in the latex, it is very easy. So first of all, I'll start with the modes, mathematical modes that are available in the latex, and then I'll come back to how to design everything. So first mathematical mode that we are going to talk about is inline mathematical mode. Like if you are running a line, okay, if you are typing a line, in that line itself you have to print some character, print some mathematical character or mathematical equation, then you can go for the inline mathematical mode or inline mode, we can say. So for that, what you have to do is you have to use only the double dollar symbol inside the single dollar symbol. Inside the single dollar, you have to type the content here. Okay, inside the single dollar symbol, you have to type the content here. And one more thing you have to notice in the mathematical mode is inside the mathematical mode, the spaces will not be accounted. Okay, you have to understand that inside the mathematical mode, space will not be accounted. I'll let you know what is meant by the space will not be accounted at all. I'll talk about that. So now, second thing we have to think you have to. I mean, the second mode that is present in the latex is separate line with centering. So whatever the equation that you are going to type, that will be printed in the next line or in the separate line and in the center notation. So for that you have to use double dollar symbol. So the content should be inserted in between the double dollar. Okay, and third thing is usually used in the thesis purposes. So equations with numbering, and the fourth one is going to be the equations without numbering. So for the equations with numbering, you have to use slash begin equation, and in between this it will be content. So as I said, so latex, wherever we begin with the slash begin, you have to end with the slash end. So in the slash end you have to use slash end of equation. For the equation without numbering, the same the same command, but only difference is you have to add star you have to add at the star at the end of the equation keyword. Okay, these four are the prominent methods. Apart from this, you are having one more thing called slash begin of math. So this is one more thing. Another one is you have wrap equation. Okay, these are all the five things prominently used. That too, with respect to the paper and thesis writing, we'll be using the first four. Okay, this is what the important thing. So we will talk one by one with respect to several examples also. Now, so okay. Now I need to show you some of the difference with respect to that. So let's take the same paragraph here. Now, okay. Now if I need to have, let's say, here I need to represent A is equal to B. Just simple. Inline equation as A is equal to B. So I can use dollar symbol, single dollar. So if you type the single dollar itself, the overleaf give you the double dollar symbol, which specifies that the dollar is for the initial and another dollar is for the ending. So if you type something inside that, this red mark, the error has been shown here, but that will be ended up. So why it is showing the red mark here? Why it is showing the error is because of the next mode, separate line with centric. There we are using the double dollar. That's why it is showing the error mode. So no need to worry about that. So now inside the single dollar, I am going to use A is equal to B. So now you can see that in the inline mode, it has been presented as A is equal to B. Now, if you add two more space between the A and equal to and B, if you add two more space, it won't consider. It will print as such. Okay, that's why I told you that inside the dollar symbol, the spaces will not be accounted. Okay, that is one of the reason I have told you. And next thing is next format thing that we have talked about is double dollar. So inside the double dollar, if I give A is equal to B, you can see that it has been presented at the new line with the center alignment. Okay, so I'm just magnifying for the visualizing that. So you can see that A is equal to B at the center alignment. So as I told already, here the spaces will be rejected. So and next thing we have talked about this is equation with the numbering. So slash begin equation and slash end equation. So in between that, you can type like A is equal to B. So now you can see that it is being made as center alignment, and here also the space will not be considered, and you can see that it is added up with the number. Okay, another thing is equation without numbering, so which is nothing but equation star. A is equal to B. So you can see that it is being typed here, and this is being mentioned without number. Okay, here it needs another package also. I'll talk about that another package meanwhile. So now, okay, now we have talked about how to enter the variables and enter the mathematical mode. Now we are going to do step-by-step incrementations, like how we can add special characters, subscript, superscript, and everything and all. Now, okay, now we are going to implement the subscript and superscript. Let's say you are using any quadratic equations. Okay, now let's say I'm going to type y is equal to x1 square plus x2 square. Okay, y is equal to x1 square. So x suffix 1, in the superscript I have to use 2. So I think it will be useful if I type it in Word. Just a second. So now what I'm trying to type here is Okay, now what I'm trying to type here is I'm just trying to type x1 square. So in the x subscript it should be 1, and in the superscript it should be 2. In the superscript it should be, sorry, okay, x subscript it should be 2, and in the superscript it should be 2. Okay, this is what I'm trying to type. Like here I'll using 1, so x1 square plus x2 square and x so on so stuff. In the Word document you have to, if you want to type it, uh, you have to go for the new equation, and then inside the new equation you have to go for the script, and inside the script you have to choose which one you need, and then you have to use x1 and 2. So this is how you have to write, whereas in the latex this can be very much easily done, which is nothing but, okay, y is equal to x1. So for giving the subscript you have to use underscore. Okay, for giving the subscript you have to use underscore. For giving the superscript, which is nothing but the power, you have to use the exponential symbol. Okay, now here you have given x underscore 1 exponential 2. Okay, now you don't think that this 2 will be at the position of 1 and all. It cannot be like that. So I'll show you demo. So now you can see that the x suffix, it has been placed as 1, the prefix, or sorry, suffix, the subscript, it has been placed as 1, whereas in the superscript it is placed as 2. So as I told already, the subscript is defined using the underscore. For the superscript it can be defined using the caret symbol. And if you want to specify that, let's say x base L base 2. Okay, now you want that y is equal to x base L base 2. Okay, let's say like that. So if you give like this, it will throw an error. Okay, so you want that this 2 should be the base for this L. So what you have to do is, now you have to use the concept of grouping of code. Okay, so this L base 2 should be grouped together. So at this occasion you can see that this x, and in the subscript of the x it has been L, in the subscript of the L we have given as 2. So you can go till whatever level you need. Okay, now if you say again J, you can see that you can go whatever the level you need. Okay, so this is what this is. Okay, now you can see that you are not calling any function, or you are not moving anything. So you are just using the curly brace and the underscore for giving the subscript and superscript. Okay, similarly, instead of having this L suffix, you, if you want to give it like L suffix, I mean sorry, L subscript J square. Okay, instead of having the subscript, if you want to give the square, you can go for the caret symbol. You can see here x underscore, I mean x subscript L subscript J. For this J, it is, there is a square, so which can be represented as J square. So for that you are using the caret symbol. Okay, so in many OR equations, operation research, you might be using this. So using that, you can say y is equal to x suffix 1 x1 square plus x2 square plus x3 square. So in that occasion, you don't need to have I mean, you don't need to have, don't need to worry about anything. You just can you can assemble it. So using x underscore 1 square, x2 square and x3 square. Okay, so this is that much easier one. So even okay, here we have talked about the subscript. Even for the superscript also we can make it happen. So in the superscript, let's say x caret of this thing, you can see that x superscript of L. For that L, there is a subscript J. For that J, you have a superscript J square, which is nothing but 2. So using the block of codes, you can make whatever the things that is possible. Okay. So this is what the entire thing with respect to the subscript and superscript. Now, let's see how to use the fraction. Now we have talked about the subscript and superscript. We are moving on to the fraction. So by fraction, we are winding up the session. In the for the next rest of the mathematical notations, we can see it in the slot 3. Now, here, if you want to have the fraction, okay. Now, let's say x by y plus something. Okay. Now, so y is equal to, or z is equal to, let's say, fraction of. So if you write the, okay, for fraction we have a keyword called slash frac. Okay, for the fraction we have the keyword called slash frac. So if you type that itself, you can get the suggestion as frac double curly braces. So the first curly braces is for the numerator, whereas the second curly braces is for the denominator. Okay, so this is for the numerator and this is for the denominator. So inside that, if you give like that, you can see that there's numerator and the denominator. So you can see that the proper division is coming, right? So now inside this, now what I'm trying to get here is I am going to give z is equal to x square by y square. Okay, now the same for including the fraction, I'm going to use frac. For the numerator, I have to give it as x square. So for making it as x square, I can use x caret symbol 2, and in the denominator I have to make it as y square. So y caret symbol 2. So if I make it like that, you can see z is equal to x square by y square. Okay, and if you have to give another term plus x, so you can see that it is affixed, or it has been attached as a normal text like plus x. So here we have talked about the mathematical model, and inside the mathematical model how we can give the superscript and subscript, and now we have talked about the fractional part, I mean like division part. So this is applicable. I have used the double dollar symbol. Even though if you use it in the single dollar symbol, it is going to execute it like this. Okay, this is common for even the equation star in the math mode. You can use it like that. So the equation can be. So as I told already, this single dollar is for inline equation. So you can see that this has been inlined. Okay, so this is how the fractional part, and this is how the superscript and subscript has been taken place. Okay, so we shall wind up now, and we shall meet again by 1:15. So we shall start with where we have started. Like we'll come keep on talking about the trigonometry, how to implement the integration matrix, and some other functions like logarithmic function, nth root, rational, and even if we consider the war, we have the minimization maximization problem, and we have the beautiful piecewise functionings and derivations, and we shall see how to implement those kind of stuff in the upcoming slot. Okay, thank you. We shall wind up now. Is there any queries, dear participants? If there is any query with respect to what we have seen till now? Yeah, yes, sir. The query from the participant side is, the first one is, inside the fraction, can we use the subscript and superscript to any level? Yeah, yes, exactly. You can use it any level, as I have shown in the previous case. Like as I have shown here, you can use it at any level. So even I can run a demo right now. So you can see here I have used x square into x base l base j square. So you can use it at any level. So yeah, and one more thing is it is common for all the mathematical model like inline equation, whatever the equation may be. It can be inline equation, or it can be a separate line with centering, or it can be a equation with numbering, equations without numbering, and slash begin math model, whatever it may be. The concept is same and the coding is going to be the same. Only thing is the identifiers like double dollar, single dollar, the begin statements might vary. Okay, so it is also okay. Even I can show you this. The beginning equation and the end equation also you can have the same. So you can see that. So in the beginning equation, the end equation, I have done this. Okay. So only thing is you have to know the basics of the how we are going to type it, how we can type the mathematical notions. That's all. So if you understand that, it is everything is going to be on your hand. Thank you.